we're going to start out in child's pose. So let's take our feet together, our knees apart. We're going to pull our hips all the way back to our heels. Stretch your fingers wide. Let's stretch forward and rest your forehead on the mat. The first thing we're going to do is make sure there's no tension in our jaw. So relax your jaw, let your tongue be loose, eyes closed. And we're going to take breaths in and out through the nose. So let's focus on that. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and your back as you breathe. Good. Now let's stretch your fingers nice and wide. On your next inhale, let's lift those hips up, come all the way forwards. And exhale, push those hips all the way back to your heels again. We're going to keep following that breath, inhaling all the way up, coming forwards. And exhale, push those hips all the way back. Good. Here we go. 2 more times, up and down. And last one. Good. Now this time we're going to take our hips right back up, but the knees are going to go underneath our hips, straight down, hands straight under the shoulders, and our face is completely relaxed. We're gazing straight down towards the mat, and we don't want our belly sinking. That's it's relaxing, but it's not really strengthening. So what we're going to do is draw our belly in tight, push the mat away. Feel your strength in your upper back. Let's take a deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Good, and now we'll go into cat and cow. So as you inhale, let your belly be soft, gaze up. And as you exhale, draw your belly button to your spine. Draw your back to the ceiling and chin to the chest. So the inhales, we're letting the belly drop and gaze up. And the exhales, we stretch that back up. Belly button pulling in, chin pulling in also. Let's do a few more. Good. Now we're going to go back to that tabletop position. This is tabletop when we're not letting the belly sink. We're being nice and strong. Let's curl our toes under. Push our hips up, push our hips back into a downward dog. We don't want to feel so much pressure on our hands, so we want to push those hips back as far as they'll go and reach our heels towards the mat. We're trying to even out our weight distribution a little bit. So now, since we're here, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. On your exhale, bend both knees, but just slightly. We're trying to stretch our Achilles tendons. You can let your back be loose on this one. Good, and then we're going to inhale both legs straight again. Exhale, knees down to the mat. Inhale. And exhale, hips over to the right. We're just going to let our hips sink over. Feel a nice deep stretch. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips over to the left. Sometimes you need to play around a little bit to feel where you're going to get the deepest stretch. So mess around. Don't just let your hips go left and stay there. Let's find a place where you're feeling a stretch that your body seems to need. Perfect. Now we're going to inhale back to the center. Get back into downward dog. And we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. So let's walk back until we're standing, and we're going to grab our elbows and hang in a forward fold. So your neck is completely relaxed. Your hips are lifting. I know it seems weird because you're just standing here, but think of lifting your hips up and letting your top half of your body come forward along with your weight. So your weight's in your toes, and then we're going to release the arms. Let's inhale all the way up. Come on up to standing, take the shoulders back, palms to the front, and let's take our feet together. Good, lift your chin, stand up proud. Good job. Now with our inhale, we're going to take arms overhead. Exhale, step forward with our right foot. We're going to turn our left foot out 45 degrees and come into a warrior one. So the knees over the ankle, hips pulling forward, and our fingers are stretched. Even feel your triceps working to extend those arms. On your next exhale, we're going to take our hands to our lower back, pull the shoulders back, gaze up to the ceiling, and try and lift your chest up. Still breathing through your nose and keeping that jaw relaxed. Good. From here, we're going to straighten the right leg with an inhale, arms overhead. Turn your left foot out, and we're going to shift our hips to the left. Take your right hand down towards the mat for a triangle. A lot of people, when they get into triangle, their shoulder kind of points down to the mat. We're trying to be completely parallel to the wall, reaching up with your left arm, and hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch along the left side, maybe in your hamstring also. And then as you inhale, we're going to come on up. Exhale, pigeon toe your feet so the toes are pointing in. Good. Now tighten up your thighs. Stand up tall, arms out wide. We'll breathe in. And as you exhale, lead with your chest. We're going to fold forwards. And when you get as far as you can go, we'll grab onto our legs or our ankles. And we're going to try to pull so our torso is coming down as far as it's willing to go. Good. Arms come out. Lift your kneecaps up so your thighs are engaged. We're going to inhale up. Turn back towards the front with your right foot. And we're going to come on down. You'll get up on your back toes a little bit. We're coming into a low lunge. It's a really good hip stretch. So you can come on your hands or come on your forearms. If this is too much for you, take your left knee down to the mat. You'll still get that stretch. So either way, knee up or knee down. All your breathing is through the nose. It keeps you nice and calm and it helps you stay focused. Now we're going to drop that left knee. Come on up so we're got that right knee bent. Arms are going to inhale up. We're going to twist. So as you exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh and we're going to press our palms together. This is the same as what I was saying before. Your right shoulder might be collapsing towards the mat. We want to pull that right shoulder back so our chests are parallel to the wall. And now we're going to extend those arms. So left arm reaches to the mat, right arm reaches up. Pulling that right shoulder open, breathing through the nose still, keeping your face relaxed. And then we're going to untwist. When you feel yourself inhaling, let's take those arms up. Make your right leg straight, pull your toes back towards you, and let's stretch, starting from your lower spine, stretch forward, and we're going to try and get a good hamstring stretch here. So instead of feeling stuck, because a lot of people focus on the tightness, let's try to focus on our flexibility. So we'll breathe in deeply. And when you exhale, just relax, and your muscles will naturally give in just a little bit more. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is spread your fingers, hands to the mat. We're going to step the right foot back, go back to downward dog. Let's push those hips back. Your fingers are spread wide. Your whole upper body is working to push the hips. And then we're going to walk our hands back to our feet again. This time we're going to get a forward fold with our arms loose. So let's let the arms hang. Take your weight forwards. A few deep breaths here. And then we're going to inhale up slowly, rolling up. You want your head to come up last. Take your time. And once you're standing, let's take our feet together. Lift our chest, lift our chin, shoulders back, palms facing the front. Good. All right, let's inhale, arms overhead. Step forward with your left foot, turn your right foot 45 degrees for warrior one. And we're gonna think about, in warrior one, using our back leg. A lot of times when we're in these postures and most of our weight is forward, we kind of forget about the back leg. So push the outer edge of your right foot into the mat. Make sure it's equally involved. And then on your next exhale, we'll take our hands to the lower back, pull the shoulders back. Let's lift our chest, gaze behind. Good, now we're gonna inhale, arms up. Straighten left leg, turn your right foot out, arms out to the sides. We'll do a triangle on this side. So the hips shift to the right. We'll take our left hand down. And again, let's open our shoulder, open our chest so we're facing the side wall. And then on your inhale, we'll rise up. We're going to turn towards the front, go on your back toes, and let's come down into a low lunge. So hands go down to the mat, or maybe your forearms go down. And we're going to rest here for that deep stretch. So if your toes are curled under and your right thigh and knee are lifted, really keep pushing through your heel. It helps activate your thigh. But if it's uncomfortable for you and you're down on your knee, maybe lean forward as much as possible to get the deepest stretch in your hip. And the breath is nice and slow through the nose. And then we're going to take the right knee down. Let's come on up, stretch your arms overhead with a big inhale. And then as you exhale, let's pull our stomach in tight, pull the right elbow over, and we're going to press our palms together. So I'm pulling the left shoulder back so our chest isn't collapsing towards the mat. We're trying to get full benefits from all these postures. And now we're going to stretch the arms. So the right arm reaches down, left arm opens up. Continuing to breathe, your eyes are soft, no tension in your face whatsoever. And then on your next exhale, we're going to sweep the arms through. Inhale those arms up. Let's extend the left leg, pull our toes towards us. And remember, we're not curling, we're starting from the low back and we're reaching forward and resting. So we're getting that deep stretch in the hamstring. And we're going to believe that we can get a little looser. So take deep breaths, and with your exhales, we'll try to rest a little further. Perfect. Now we're going to take the left knee back, so we're on our hands and knees like we were earlier. Hands to the mat, pressing the chest away, pulling your belly in. And now we'll get into downward dog. We're going to be doing some warrior twos here. So let's get our hips back, get adjusted, and just so you know what's ahead, we're heading to warrior two. So we're going to take right leg to the ceiling, keep your left heel towards the mat, and then we're going to step. So not everyone can step in one stride, but we're trying to step between our hands. So the right foot will face the front and the left foot will face the side. So just like what I was saying earlier, most of our weight is up here, so we might forget about this leg. Let's press the outer edge of that left foot into the mat. Open your right knee. Let's gaze out over the right arm. And let the jaw relax again. Every time we switch, we kind of forget about our faces. On your next exhale, we're going to just let our left arm rest on our left leg. Right arm's going to reach overhead and we can gaze up to the ceiling. And then we're going to inhale up and exhale right forearm down to the thigh. And let's push our left foot into the mat again. Reach overhead with your left arm. That's really nice. Let's inhale up. We're going to straighten our right leg. Turn the right foot in, turn the left foot in. We're doing another forward fold. This time we're going to try and work on our shoulders and our chest being open. So let's interlace those fingers behind us and pull the arms down, which helps your chest open right away. Take a deep breath in, tighten your thighs, and then exhale, let's fold. When you're in forward folds, the goal is to have your feet a distance where if your head could touch the mat, it would touch perfectly between your legs. So that means you can adjust. If you feel like your head would be far away from the mat, get your feet further apart. And the opposite is also true. Let's inhale up. Reach your arms to the ceiling to stretch your shoulders a little bit. Turn your right foot to the front, hands down to the mat, and we'll step back to downward dog. All right, heels reaching toward the mat. We're pushing, pushing, pushing with our upper body. And now on your inhale, let's take left leg to the ceiling. Right heel stays to the mat. And then we're going to try and take that big stride through. So we're in warrior two. Left foot faces the front, right foot faces the side. The knees open, the right thigh's pressing the foot into the mat. Let's gaze out to the left and relax your breath. And then on your next exhale, the right arm comes down and the left arm's overhead. Warrior two is a really good hip opener, which is important for a lot of people. It's a place that people don't think they hold tension, but they do. Let's inhale up, exhale, forearm down and reach overhead. Especially if you've been driving a lot or sitting a lot at home, these are so good for you. Good, let's inhale up. We're going to take a big step right foot to left, come to the top of the mat, and come to mountain pose. That's when our hands are forward, our stomach's in, and we're just standing proud. Good job. Now we're going to inhale, arms overhead. We're going to go into a chair. That means our knees bend, our hips go back. We're going to spread our fingers wide and reach forwards. All of your weight is in your heels. We're going to pull those toes up and stretch. Keep your breathing calm. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to stand up nice and tall. We're going to exhale, swan dive forwards. And then we're going to walk back, so we're in a high plank. So when we're in high plank, the hands are directly under the shoulders. And we're going to lower to low plank, but we don't want our arms going out wide. Let's keep them right by our torso as we come down. You can melt into the mat, point your toes, and then we're going to inhale, come through to cobra. Pull the shoulders back, chest forwards, and do not go up to where you feel lower back pain. Be very aware of what your body's feeling. Now we're going to take toes under, back to downward dog. Good job. All right, right leg's going to come up to the ceiling. And then it's going to step through. This time we're doing a crescent lunge. So we're up on our back toes and we're facing forwards. It's kind of like a combination of warrior 1 and 3. I mean 1 and 2, sorry. So let's take those arms up. So this is such a powerful position for both thighs. This is holding a lot of the weight and this one's pushing strong. What we're going to be doing is taking our left hand down to the mat. And we're going to open up, but then take your right arm behind the back and continue to pull your shoulder. It adds another level of stretching. Good. Let's take right hand down. Step your right leg back or back in a high plank. Tighten your thighs, tighten your core, and then exhale, lower down. We can melt into the mat again, point the toes, and inhale to cobra. Shoulders back. Deep breath in and out. Good, and now let's go downward dog. Get your fingers stretched, grip the mat with your fingertips. Now we're going to inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step that long stride through into crescent lunge. So both feet facing the front. We're up on our back toes. Thighs are engaged. Feeling powerful and strong. Your tongue and your jaw relaxed, your eyes relaxed. Next, exhale. The right hand's going to come down to the mat. The left arm's going to reach behind the back now, and let's pull. A lot of people, I see their right leg sinks right here, but we want to stay powerful. So keep pushing through your right heel. Pull your left shoulder back. Good, and then we're going to untwist. We're going to step that left leg back and end up back in the child's pose. So the knees are wide, the feet are together, and the hips are back. We're going to do a little stretch for our sides and our lower back. So let's walk our torso over to the right. And our goal is to take the left arm as far as it will go to get a deep stretch. So we're taking deep, slow breaths through our nose. And now we'll walk over to the left side. So this time the right arm is reaching as far as it can over for that long curved stretch on your right side. And then we're going to come back to the center. We're going to take our hips up, knees right under the hips. We'll stand up on our knees, hands to the lower back. What we're going to do is push our hips forwards and pull the shoulders back, but we don't want to hinge on the lower back. It's just too intense. So anytime we're going backwards, you're lifting with your chest. You're not just curving back. So lift and then look back. You want to feel like you're pulling away from your lower back, not just grinding down on the low vertebrae. And then we're going to inhale up. We're going to take our right leg out to the side. Left arm up. This is very similar to the stretch we just did in child's pose, but you get a little more intensity right around here. So let's reach over. And then we'll inhale up. We'll switch. The left leg's going to reach out. Right arm up. And exhale over. Good. We're going to inhale up, and now we're going to take a seat. We're going to have the bottoms of our feet together. So we'll sit up tall. Sometimes when people sit down, they're just satisfied where they land, but really we want to walk those hips back, sit up on your sits bones, pull your feet in close, and then we're going to maybe grab onto your ankles. And the same things we do in almost every posture, we're working on pushing that chest forward, shoulders back. We want to have that strength as we get older, to have good posture and not just fall forwards, which actually happens a lot. Now we're going to reach, same thing as we did earlier when we leaned forward. You want to start from your lower back and just lean forwards. Everybody's flexibility is different. You might not go far, but the intention is to start from your lowest vertebrae and start reaching forward from there. You might go all the way down, you might not go anywhere, but you're going to get a stretch no matter what, I would assume. If you don't, you are super flexible. All right, now we're going to come on up. We're going to go on our backs with our knees bent. So let's lay down, palms to the ceiling. All right, what we're going to do is a bridge. So a bridge is super important because for all the leaning forward we do in yoga, bridge is a counter posture. You're having your back go the opposite way. So what we want to do is lift those hips up, push them to the ceiling, try to interlace your fingers underneath you, and then you're going to try and walk your shoulders underneath you. Try not to let yourself sink or get tired. You can push with your feet, with your thighs, lift with your lower back. Good, and then we'll release the hands. And we don't want to just come down time, we want to slowly roll down. We're going to come down one vertebrae at a time, roll your spine back down, and then we're going to bring both knees into the chest, give ourselves a hug, pull the chin towards the chest. Good, now both legs are going to go to the ceiling with your feet flexed. Try to keep yourself grounded into the mat. You're trying not to lift things up. Sometimes people have trouble with their legs going straight up. You can always have a little bend in your knee, it's fine. And now we're going to lower just the left leg. So take the left leg down. And then we're going to pull our right knee out to the side of our body and towards our right shoulder. The chin will pull down again towards the chest. Sometimes I think people don't get the full benefit of the neck stretches in these postures. So think about lengthening your neck and pulling the chin down, and I do think you'll feel a stretch there. And the neck is so important to keep the mobility in, and also it holds a ton of tension, especially from sleeping. Let's take right knee up now, same knee. Grab that knee with your left hand and pull it across. Your right arm is extended and our gaze is going out to the right. But our necks, you can't really control how you sleep all through the night, so I think they get especially stiff, and sometimes we pinch nerves. So daily stretching of your neck is really important. Good, now we're going to come center, extend your right leg out. Now let's bring our left knee up, out, to the side, and to your left shoulder. Make your neck long and pull that chin down. Good, now let up on the knee, extend your left arm out. Let's pull the left knee over to the right. Sorry about that, and we're going to look out to the left. Good, let's untwist. Now we're going to take both knees back up, but this time their knees are out wide. And we try to grab the outside of our feet. It's called Happy Baby, and it's a great hip opener. So we're grabbing the outside of our feet. Your knees are kind of getting pulled down with your arms a little bit. And if you want, you can rock left and right. Good, now let's take our knees in. We're gonna rock up. And we're going to sit up tall again. This time our legs can be crossed. We still want to adjust ourselves so we're sitting up tall. Let's relax our faces. We're going to take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, we're going to let our neck go over to the right shoulder. And then we're going to inhale the neck up, sit up tall. Exhale the neck over to the left shoulder. Then we'll inhale up. We're going to take the chin down to the chest. For me, I need to have my hands on the back of the head to get that tiny bit of pressure to get the most out of the stretch, but some people feel a good stretch without their hands. So if you don't feel a stretch, just let your hands rest on the back of your head. Then we're going to release those hands when you're ready. Sit up tall. Exhale back, let your jaw open so your head's going back. And we're just letting our mouth completely open. And when you're ready, inhale the head up. As you exhale, we're going to lean forwards, let your lower back completely relax. And now we're going to circle to the right. So let's push our upper body to the right. And then we're going to lean back and go over to the left. and come forwards. Now we're going to switch directions. Let's go to the left and back and to the right and forwards. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. Awesome. Hopefully you feel more relaxed, a little more tuned into your body. I hope you feel good. I finally got this video going. It took me a long time. I apologize for that. So anyways, thank you for practicing. I'll try to do more. Namaste.